Today is Friday, in case anybody has lost calendars. Want to thank everybody for your support and participation. We're going to hang out for a couple minutes while people get here and are able to log on. It looks like we may be having issues with our Facebook Live and connectivity. Okay. I can't tell if I'm live or not. No, I'm okay. Do that. So Miss Miley got stuck on another phone call. So we're trying to do this all by myself. I'm not seeing... Oh, somebody's joined me. Hopefully. Can you send me a link? Am I live? Can somebody respond? I've got people popping on. So I'm assuming I'm live because my numbers are up and increasing. Welcome everybody to Engineering Challenge. We're hanging out while people are being able to connect and get live with us. Miss Miley got caught on another phone call, so she'll be jumping back in when she gets here. Let's see. Again, we're doing Engineering Challenge today. This is going to be a challenge that you guys are going to get to do over the weekend. And going to give you the things to do and the ideas. And we're going to discuss our vocabulary words. And then I'm going to let you loose and see what you guys can engineer and design for the day. So again, thank you for joining Spectrum of Science for our Engineering Challenge. Information on how to connect with us. We are also going to post a donation button on our Facebook. I hate to ask, but anybody who can help or has a corporate sponsor. As many of you know, Spectrum of Science is fully funded by after-school enrichment classes and summer science camps and in-classroom field trips, and obviously all of that is on hold right now. So we're always looking for ways to continue to pay and to help our instructors. So if anybody would like to donate, I'll put a Facebook donate page back up. Also, if anybody has a corporate sponsorship who would like to help us out during this time, we would appreciate it. All right, I think that's enough of that, and we're going to get to going with the fun stuff. So we have on our vocabulary words today just two. And we're going to talk about the engineering design process today and iteration. Now, I know in the past we've talked about the scientific method. So the big question I get when I teach this is, what is the difference between the scientific method and the engineering design process? The scientific method is when you're doing observations and experiments. Chemistry. You're going to follow the scientific method because it's looking for reactions. It's looking for variables. What happens to A when I do B? Versus the engineering design process is the steps that engineers follow to come up with a solution for the process. Designing a machine. This is the process that NASA does when they are going and making your Mars rover. So here is your notebook copy that you guys, I want to see your answers and what you do. What's your question? What are you trying to solve? Imagine. Remember, this is imagination. What could you do? What do you want it to do? All of your ideas, this is the time to do it. Planning and brainstorm. So I've imagined I'm going to send a vehicle to Mars, the Mars rover, and I want it to be able to find rocks and send information back to the scientists here at NASA. So that's my imagination. My plan, obviously I need to have cameras. I need to have some sort of lab equipment so that it can take details and send that information back to the Earth to be analyzed by our scientists here. Prototype. Do you think NASA went to that giant Mars rover first? No. They'll brainstorm small. They'll brainstorm with ideas. And a lot of I've heard is they use recycled materials. Here's a perfect wheel. Okay. Now, do I want a smooth wheel or do I need a bumpy wheel? And they'll play here before they go spend billions of dollars to make the big one. Test it. It's a really fun thing to look at when you can with mom and dad. Jump onto NASA and look at some of the test vehicles that they put over. They're out in the Arizona desert, in the rocky areas, Death Valley, where it's hot and dry and rocky. And how does those wheels deal with that environment? Finally, what I'm going to do to improve it and do a second iteration, which is my next vocabulary word. Iteration. It is repeat. Doing a test again. Maybe they got into a prototype and they didn't like what was happening. So they go back to my plan and then back to prototype. So unlike the scientific method where you have to go 1, 2, 3 steps, in the engineering process, it's okay to go backwards and to try something new and to try something different. So this is a journal page. I think yours is laid out a little bit differently so you can write and make notes on it. I was playing with this one because I love the idea of doodles and doing my notes as doodles. And this is kind of more fun than line by line. So again, your engineering notebook can be done as doodles. It doesn't have to be sentences. It doesn't have to be correct punctuation and spelling. This is a chance for you to get your ideas down on paper. All right, so your challenge, I actually did 2 for you. Number 1 challenge is to engineer an indoor water slide for your minifig. And that can be a Lego minifig. It can be a dinosaur. It can be a Barbie. It is your minifig of your choice. And designing a water slide, it needs to have at least 2 turns in it. It should be at least 2 feet tall. A catch basin to collect most of the water so moms aren't upset with the water all over the kitchen floor. Complete your engineering notebook and post your results. Now, I know a lot of my kids don't have Facebook and they don't have emails. Just have mom email it or dad email it to me. Totally fine. And I'll post it for you and share your amazing results. Now, if I have a young one and 2 feet tall, too big for my kindergarten or preschooler, shrink it. Not a problem. This is your challenge. Make it appropriate for you. Now, my middle school kids, you better be bigger than 2 feet tall. There's no reason that you guys can't build 2 feet tall. Now, as you notice, I have lots of recycled material here. All those toilet paper rolls people are holding, get their insides. This is the inside. I'm not sure what. I think it might have been a school toilet paper roll. Not sure.
Yeah, Marissa teaches 6th grade.
This was a paper towel roll that I covered with tin foil. My water will slide down it without absorbing into my paper towel roll. I have Slurpee lids. I have cardstock or 3x5 cards. We had a bunch of birthdays here this month, so I have an empty paper wrapping paper roll. It was Miss Miley's birthday. She turned 16. Happy birthday, Miley! I also didn't say it had to be something from your house. I went out and got a stick off the ground that I could use to get some height. Can you use Lego? Absolutely. Can you use K'NEX? Yes. Can you use any other blocks type stuff? The answer is yes. The important thing is you may not spend money. This needs to be stuff that is out of your house and your resources that you have. That's going to be a big challenge for you guys. So looking at this, I have my paper towel roll, and I'm going to use my stick as my second point. Oops, I needed to go down there. And now I have it standing up. Might need to work on a base a little bit better, but I have my height here so that I can then work on my water slide. I'm not going to show you too many ideas because I want this to be your ideas. One of the questions I do get, though, is how to make this and get a twist. The easiest way to get a twist is use a paper plate. Okay, and then I can cut out, excuse me, allergies. I can cut out the middle and do some folding. And I think I have a sample here. Looks like my sample got recycled. So I can cut out and cut out the middle here. And see, as I cut that out, as I fold this up, my water can stay there in my plate, maybe tape over to hold it, but I have a twist. And I can just cut out my whole center and do a real twist for my, water slide here. Now, we all know parents can easily build this. Parents, grandparents, this is your challenge for your kids. We've got 2 days with no school. Let's do a science challenge. So help them, not a problem. Give them resources and ideas, but let them figure out if I run a piece of tape here or if I cover it in tin foil. Then they're doing the iterations, they're challenging, they're expanding their confidence level. Kids, remember, it's fun. The fact that you make a big mess on the kitchen floor, as long as you clean it up, you're good with Spectrum of Science. Our rule is you make the mess, you clean it up. You don't want to worry about cleaning it up. It should be okay weather-wise, maybe in California. Work in your backyard, and then you don't have to worry about the water mess and cleaning up water. All right, so that's challenge number 1. Making our water slide. Do answer at Miss Miley's back. So if we have questions, let me know. Yes, Miss Miley.
They're worried about not having a lot of supplies. So where could they look around their house for supplies?
That's going to be your challenge. Work with moms and dads. You can get the insides out of paper towel rolls without making a mess. Let me demo. Let me grab my paper towel roll. Okay, so I have a paper towel roll. If I undo the paper towels, my mom would have a temper tantrum. So if I just kind of squish it a little bit like so, I can then reach in the middle. Oh, this is going to be a glued one. This one may not work. This one's glued. Most paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, are not glued. And you'd be able to just pull it out. This one is glued. It's not going to do my secret trick. I don't know whose these are. Construction paper. Look in your recycle bins. Soda cans. Have mom and dad work with you to cut the soda can lid off with a can opener. Tape it with duct tape or with masking tape so you don't have the sharp edges. And now you have, obviously, a waterproof container that would give you a tube. Paper. You're just going to have to figure out with saran wrap or tin foil, cover it so the water doesn't absorb into it. And again, as I said, all your Legos, your building blocks, your connects, they're all okay to use. Get some creativity. As I get pictures coming in with other people's creativity, I'll share them so that you have ideas. Ooh, straws. Didn't say how big. Well, I did say how big. But if you don't have a lot, but you have straws, not a problem. Send a piece of rice as your minifigure down your straw. Get creative. So a piece of rice will go down most straws. You can then build your water slide using straws. All right. Challenge number 2, do one, do both, up to you, is design a bridge using toothpicks and marshmallows that will run a Hot Wheel car. Now, toothpicks and marshmallows, we may not have a lot at. What other things would be similar that you could use? Chopsticks is just a giant toothpick. I have little red stir stick straws. We have, different candies. Play-Doh. I could convert my marshmallow to Play-Dohs and use Play-Doh. And if anybody needs a recipe on how to make Play-Doh, just email Amy Beth and I'll send it out because I have some really neat Play-Doh recipes. Toothpicks could be pencils. Oh, even better, look at all my toothpicks. I just need to go clean up my backyard and get some sticks or go on a walk and collect sticks. Then I can have toothpicks. So I have a giant toothpick here. It's about 3 feet long. Perfect. I could absolutely use my branch as my bridge base. So the bridge needs to be able for a Hot Wheel car to go under it, to go over the top of it, freestanding, which means you can't tape it to the desk. I want you to figure out how to engineer those trusses, the ends of the bridges, so that it can stand on its own. And finally, we really want it to be about 6 inches long or longer. So this lesson today is really about challenging you as a student to engineer and to build something over the weekend. So moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas don't hear, "I'm bored." Go do science. So I really appreciate everybody's support. As I said, we are applying for grants and for government support during this hard and challenging times. So as people share this, as they share their photos, as they like us, it makes a difference. Please put reviews up. What do you like about us? Anything that we can use as support that, yes, Spectrum of Science is making a difference and helping kids out during this time. Miley, did we get any more questions?
It was just the supplies.
Okay. So again, while I said toothpicks and marshmallows, it's challenging. It's for you guys to be creative and find a way to meet the challenge with what you have on hand. Please don't ask Mom to go to Costco. Don't go to Smart and Final. It's okay. Use what you have supplies on hand. Thanks for participating, everybody. And we will see you as pictures come in. I will post and share what people are doing. Have a great one.